someone who's interested, apply. apply. And hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I can't believe I'm actually shooting a YouTube video. Like, I haven't shot and uploaded a YouTube video in like a year plus, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I really want to do this video because, like, sis, you're sleeping on yourself. But then I really wanted to do the video, but I had so much anxiety. So here it is. If you're seeing this, it means I posted, obviously. So here is the video, guys. I've been receiving a lot of emails and a lot of DMs from like a lot of people in regards to this video. So I was just like, I can't answer every email and every DM, and especially because like you guys are a lot. I appreciate the love, but then I really can't just answer everyone. So I just thought that, I don't want to come across as if I'm not being helpful, or I don't want to help people, because if anyone knows me, they know that helpful is my middle name. Literally, you guys, like, my eye is just not happy with me because I hardly even put makeup on, and my eyes are just like, what are you doing to me, sis? But anyway, we're not there. Yeah, I was just saying that I'm really thankful for everyone who, reaches out and just, keeps in contact, even though I have not been posting videos in like a long time. I'm really sorry about that. But yeah, life did get in the way. I was just very busy and shooting YouTube videos. Guys, if it really takes time, and I didn't really have time to sit down and shoot videos and edit and so now I was just like, sis, it's time to get your YouTube channel back and post videos, because I really love doing YouTube videos. Like, even when I started, it was just a passion of mine. And yeah, I'm back now, I hope. But anyway, guys, this video is just me responding to a lot of your messages that you've been sending me, a lot of questions that I couldn't really answer every single email and every single DM. So I just thought it would be a really great way to just, shoot a video and answering everything. And just also, this is particularly about the Nelson Mandela Fidel Castro medical program, or the Cuban program as it is well known. Yeah, just answering your questions about that, because I honestly, sometimes I don't have time. I haven't really even been on social media that much, because
life is hectic.
but hectic in a good way, you know what I mean? So I really didn't have the time, but now I am trying to dedicate time to like social media and YouTube. I'm reincorporating myself into those things again, and yeah, hopefully I stick to it. And yeah, just as I said, I've been rambling because it's been a while. I don't know where to start. Like, this video, please forgive me, this video is just gonna be all over the place, because like YouTube and YouTube videos, it just needs you to have like your groove, like your flow. So I've kind of lost my flow, so please bear with me. Yeah, I just really wanted to do this video because it's really important to me, for me to be helpful, especially in terms of there's not really much information, or there's like a lot of misconceptions, especially about the Nelson Mandela Fidel Castro program, medical program. I'm just here to speak about my experience. So yeah, this video is just going to be focusing on your frequently asked questions, and a lot of you have been saying to me that, can I please make a video on like the application process and like the requirements and so forth. So I'll try to just answer all of that. And just to have a disclaimer before we even start, before I even say anything, my disclaimer is that this is not an advert, or this is not sponsored by the National Department of Health. This is not sponsored by anyone in coordination with the Nelson Mandela Fidel Castro Cuban program or medical program. I am not an ambassador for anything. I wish I was though. I'm not an ambassador for anything. Video is like from my own personal experience. Obviously, everyone who was in Cuba has their own different experience of what happened, and so this is my experience on my channel. So I don't want any confusion as to what's happening, what. I just want to cut that out, like as from the start, so that we can all be one, you know what I mean? Yeah, so yeah guys, let's just get straight into the video. Getting started, the first question is which province did I live in Cuba? So I lived in Havana. Ooh, na, na. There's a song about it. Yeah, I lived in Havana, and yeah, all throughout my studies. But obviously, if you wanted to travel, you can travel, and you can travel the country, the island. It's called an island. You can travel the island, and it was very nice. Like it's a very beautiful place. Like it's very tropical. It's an island, guys. Like anything you imagine about an island, it's just what you would see, or just what you would expect. It's a very, very, very beautiful place. So the first question answered was, I lived in Havana. And the other one is, which medical school did I go to in Cuba? Well, I went to 3 schools in total. The first school I went there when we first arrived. I was there for like 5 months. The first 3 months, we only learned Spanish. It was dedicated to us. 3 months was dedicated to us learning Spanish. And let me tell you, like, we learned Spanish in Spanish. Yeah. We learned Spanish in Spanish, and honestly, like, it was tough. I don't want to lie. We were lost. We didn't know what was happening. Like, guys, I didn't even know one word of Spanish before I went to Cuba. So imagine being taught Spanish in Spanish. I remember we used to point out things like for you to actually learn. Like, just let me just start off by saying that the fact that we all went through the whole journey of like studying medicine in Spanish, it's very inspiring, like, because like imagine if I could do it, it means that you can do it. And I'm not gonna say it's not hard, it's not what, but it is. But then it's actually an adventure, and it's up to you to actually, what can I say, it's up to you to actually make the most out of your experience in everything in life, you know what I mean? So the Spanish part was really difficult because we didn't know anything. Like, we didn't know even what was hello in Spanish. We didn't know, like, we couldn't even construct sentences in Spanish. So you can imagine like the frustration that was there. But then one thing you should know is that the teachers that you do find there that teach you Spanish, they're very dedicated into helping you, because they understand and they can see your frustration, that I really want to be able to speak Spanish. I really want to be able to understand, because nobody in the country speaks English. I mean, it's rare to find like somebody who speaks English. So like if you want to have a decent time in Cuba, you have to know Spanish. So yeah, like we'd go to shops and like we wouldn't even know what was, like, for instance, sweets or chips or ice cream, but like make sure that every time that you go to the shop, you actually, or in anything, you actually pick up one word a day and you actually remember the word, and then you just build on your vocabulary and try to speak to people. Like, I remember I had like a dictionary. We were given dictionaries, and like we just search words and like we just practice. So like the 3 months was really hectic in terms of we really wanted to grasp what was being said to us. Because I remember we were in class this one day. I think it was the first month or something like that. We were in class, and then obviously we were given homework every day. Like, we were given homework, and we just were not understanding what the person is saying to us. So like I remember when we were doing Spanish, like the class, I think we were like 15 in a class, like each class, give or take. So our teacher would stand in front of us and speak, and then give us homework. And then after class, we'd be like, which word did you understand? Which word did you understand? What is the homework actually? And then we actually helped each other like understand what was being said to us each and every day. So as I'm saying, that learning Spanish is challenging, it's tough. Obviously, you've never actually spoken this language in your life, but it can be done. And don't get frustrated in the first 3 months, or don't get frustrated even if after 6 months you can't even like construct sentences properly. But then they actually understand, that this is the first time you're coming into contact with this language, and you're actually doing your best and trying. So I'm rambling, as I will in this video, because I'm very passionate about this program. But back to the question is that I did 3 months of only Spanish. We were learning only Spanish. And then the other 2 months we did like matric subjects in Spanish, like the maths, the physics, we did those subjects in Spanish. It was very hectic, guys. Because like normal Spanish is hard on its own. So imagine having to go write a mathematical sum in Spanish on the board. Yeah. It was very hard, yo guys. Like, no, like I really love math, but then like imagine writing a mathematical sum and having to explain it, because it's one thing writing it and going down to sit down but then they actually want to know that, yes, one, you actually know how to do the sum, but then two, you actually know how to communicate what you are writing down on the board. And the style of teaching in Cuba is interactive. They want you to be able to, communicate. So that's the number one key, is that they want you're always talking, you're always going to be talking. And that is how you actually build your vocabulary. And the more you make mistakes, guys, the more they actually correct you, and they're like, no, this is how you say it. And then you actually learn. So like, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's really up to you to just put yourself out there and know that you're not gonna get everything right. Know that, it happens. Like, it's not magic, and you don't just arrive in a country that you don't know any language, and then you just start speaking the language. No, it takes time, it takes effort, and that's what we went through. And look at us now. But anyway, yeah, as I said, I'm really rambling. I'll try to just read the questions and answer the questions. And so I did 3 months of only Spanish, 2 months of the matric subjects, and then after 2 years we went to first year and second year. I did in ELAM, which was Escuela Latinoamericana de Medicina, which just translates as the Escuela Latinoamericana de Medicina, Latin American School for Medicine. Latin American School for Medicine. And then that's where you do your first and second year. And then the rest of my years, I went to Allende, which was my residence, was called Allende. And then after that, my residence was called Allende, and then my medical school was called Miguel Enriquez. So yeah, those are, let me answer the questions. So number 3 is that the questions are just like, I randomly wrote them down because, they were from different people. So, I just tried to compile them how I could. The other one says, don't you have data in your school? So I did do a video with explaining the internet in Cuba. So go check that out for a more detailed explanation. But just a brief explanation is that when I got to Cuba, there was no internet, there was no data, there was like nothing like that, no internet data. So we actually had to go to like hotels to access Wi-Fi. Which was very expensive. You can imagine, like, you're going to a 5-star or 4-star hotel for internet. So you can imagine how expensive it was. So we used to pay like $15 for like an hour for internet. $15 is like 150 or 160 rand with like the current exchange rate or something like that for an hour. Let that sink in. That's a lot of money. Like we used to pay a lot of money for internet, and like obviously if you are there at the internet, you're not going to go for an hour. You're going to go for 2 hours or 3 hours, and that was really expensive, guys. It was really expensive. So a lot of people didn't understand why I personally was not on internet for the longest time. They'd be like, no, we want to speak to you, like, and I'm just like, guys, it's expensive. Yes. And like I wouldn't go every month because I'm just like, I can't go spend like $30 or $45 on internet every month. I can't. So like I'd go like maybe interchangeably, like one month I'd go, one month I wouldn't go, because it was expensive and I was not doing that. But when we first got there, we were really homesick, so it made sense for you to go to the internet like frequently. But then when you just got used to the place, it was just like, do I really want to spend $45 on internet, or will I save it and I'll go next month? You know what I mean? And then that's what happened the first few years that we were there. And then after that, there was internet parks. My eye. There were internet parks where, like it was just like hotspots where there was internet access. So you'd go and you buy an internet
Voucher. Voucher.
I did say it right. You go and buy an internet voucher, and then you put it on your phone, and then you only access internet at those internet spots. So that was like, it started off being $5, and then it was like $2. So that was actually more, more, what you call, more appropriate. It's not appropriate, but the word is not coming to more convenient for us, because like I guys, like $15 an hour, guys, no. So it was more convenient for us to spend $5 to $3 on internet at parks. But the point is that you actually had to go to the hotspot areas, and there were not really a lot when they first introduced it. No, it was not really a lot of parks, and maybe sometimes the connection was bad, so you had to go to like the specific parks for really great internet. When you get there are a lot of people, so it's like very slow. So yeah. And then in the last few, I think a year or two that I was in Cuba, they introduced the mobile data. Now that changed the game for all of us. It changed the game, I'm telling you. Whew, like we were advanced now, we were in the game with everyone else. Like we felt like we are part of like everyone else in the world. We were really thankful for that. So yeah, now I don't know the advances that have been made now in terms of data, or like what other level they have gone up to, but that was the standard that was there in terms of mobile data. Let me be quick now, because this is gonna be a very long video. How many years did it take for you to finally become a doctor? So mainstream South African students take 5 to 6 years. I think 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. 5 years in University of Free State, and then everywhere else is 6 years. I am pretty sure it's like that. And then for us, obviously it's like I'd say 1 year of like the Spanish, and because 6 months, so we'll just make it a year. It's that. And then it's like our study in Cuba, and then it's coming back here to do 18 months of studies. So roundabout it's 8 years if I'm calculating correctly. And then the other question is, this person says, I'm currently applying to the Nelson Mandela Fidel Castro Scholarship and wanted to know whether you guys are learning everything in Spanish or in English. I mean, your textbooks are written in which language? Can't really imagine learning anatomy, physiology, pharmacology, and in any other language other than English. So this is what I was saying, is that everything is taught in Spanish. No teacher of yours, you'll be lucky like if your teacher spoke English, but then everybody in Cuba speaks Spanish. We are taught in Spanish. Our exams are in Spanish. Like everything, our practical exams are in Spanish. So guys, it's just Spanish. There's no English. So yeah, Spanish. The next question is, how many South Africans are taken each year? As I said in the beginning of my video, in my disclaimer, this is not a National Department of Health advert. This is not an advert for Nelson Mandela Fidel Castro Medical Program. I'm incapable of answering that question because I believe every year is different. Like in my year, they took about 700 or 800 students from South Africa, and then the other year it's not happening. It just depends on the government's contract with the Cuban side. So I am not involving myself in that because I don't have answers to that. The next question is, how did you apply to get into the medicine in Cuba? This is just the application process, but I'm wondering if I should answer it now or like together with the application. But let me just answer it now. I went to the what is it called, the provincial I saw the ad, the ad, like how you guys are seeing the ad now. I saw the ad, and then after that, I called the offices, and then I asked, can I come and get an application form? I went to the local Department of Health. I believe that there's a local Department of Health in every province. So I went there, and then I got the forms, and then I filled in the application, all the requirements that I will talk about when I'm talking about the requirements. And then I got feedback. I think I got feedback saying that they received the form, and then there was an interview process. But then this happened, like, because I remember the closing date was like June, and then I got feedback like maybe it was in August, and then they told us that there's an interview. I went for interviews, and then after interviews, like, you really didn't know does this mean that I got it, I didn't get in, what's happening? But yeah, there was an interview process, and then there was like there was not really official word that like you got in or you didn't get in. We just waited after the interview to get like an official word, and then after that there was like an orientation process, and we all assumed when we were at the orientation that okay, so it means I've got in because like they called me to orientation. Yeah, and then there was an orientation day where we were addressed by officials from the Department of Health, and then we got tested. Obviously, we got blood work done, and there was another orientation before we left, and then they said they let us know when specifically that we have to leave. But then yeah, like that was it. It was in a span of like maybe 4 to 5 months after I like dropped off my application. And this one also talks about the requirements. Okay, I already answered this. It says, how was the application process like? One of the requirements is that I have to provide a motivation as to why I would like to be considered. So maybe that's, you have to type it out like as a motivation as to why you want to, be considered. But on that, I just say like, just speak about why you want to become a doctor, like what motivates you, or like just talk about why you want to become a doctor. Like it's personal for everyone, so I can't really tell you like write this, but like basically what people want to become a doctor is that you want to change not only your life, but you want to change the community's life. You want to be considered as a healthcare worker, and bring yourself into like an environment of change and helping people. And yeah, but like it just needs you to be personal about why you actually want to become a doctor and be considered for this program. So next question is application process is getting in and whether the application is too high. Oh, I don't understand this question. So let's move on. Yeah. I don't understand the question. I don't. But maybe the person is trying to say, is the competition like a lot? Obviously, with any application, the competition would be a lot. But what I'd say, guys, believe in yourself. Like, don't apply to something thinking that you won't get it. Like, obviously, apply and hope for the best that you will get it. And if you know, you will. Like, just believe in yourself. I think that's what the question was asking. And then this just says, please do a video on the application process. So I think let me just talk about the application process. If you guys haven't seen, there was a flyer going around, and each province has like individualized flyers, but it basically says the same requirements. The requirement is that the requirements of studying medicine in Cuba is that you must be a South African citizen, because obviously this is a South African Cuban related program. There are programs in terms of other countries as well, because we were with so many other countries from like the African continent and other countries. So I believe in every other country you would get a specific program, but this is a requirement from the South African side, because I'm unable to speak about other countries. You know what I mean? So you should be a South African resident. You should be between 18 and 35 years. Must have a grade 12 certificate. So it means that you should, like, if you're in matric now, you're going to pass your matric and then you apply for next year. But then if you already have a matric certificate, you can apply now for this year's intake. Yeah. And then obviously in your matric you must have done math, life science, physical science, and English. And then they're saying that you must have obtained level 4 or higher. I'm not really sure, because you know, things change. It's been a while since I was in matric. Yeah, things change. I'm not really sure the percentage of that. But yeah, obviously the higher your marks are, the higher that you would be considered. But as I said, you can't apply to something and not even have faith that you're going to apply. So just apply, guys. And the things that they need is that you need to obviously type a CV. With any application for anything, you need a CV. They need your birth certificate, a copy of your birth certificate. I'm not sure if it's certified or not, but just be on the safe side and certify things. And then your ID copy of your parents as well, yours and your parents, or your guardians. Proof of income from your parents and your guardians, and proof of residence. Yeah, just certify everything, guys. I'm not really sure. I can't remember if I certified mine. I think I did. Just certify, guys. And the other questions, I hope that conclude, like, I try to answer like a lot in terms of the application process. I know I sped through everything, but I hope I really did share some light in terms of the application process and the requirements that they need. I did the Nelson Mandela Fidel Castro Cuban program on my channel. That was one of, I think it's part 1 and part 2. Those are like questions I was talking about it. So like, if you want an in-depth, you know, you're researching and you know you want to get all your questions that I might not speak about today, just go check out those videos. I try to be very interactive as possible in all my videos. So the other question is, having to be far away from your family, I can imagine that it would be hard. So how did you cope? This is one thing that really was hard for me to do, because we were really far away from our families. We're in an environment that was new, that would, you know, it needed you to be strong, it needed you to, you know, apply yourself. And this one I'm not going to lie about, it was really hard. It was really hard being away from your family for like 2 years, and you know, coming back for vacation, going back, coming back for vacation, going back. you really like the only people that understand, I'd say, are your immediate family, because other people that really don't, that are not in contact with you when you are in Cuba, like it'd be really hard for them to understand that. Oh no, for me personally, it was really hard for people around me to understand that. Oh no, Dimpho's back. No, Dimpho's gone again. Oh, Dimpho's back. Oh, Dimpho's gone again. So it was really hard for everyone to comprehend that, I'd really have to go. Like, it's really hard for me as well, like coming back home, and like a lot has changed, you know what I mean? Like, that really plays with your psychological state as well, that because you're away for 2 years. Imagine you are growing on the other side, things are happening to you on the other side, and things are also happening at home. So it's really hard to actually imagine being away from your family for 2 or 3 years and barely talking to them. For us, it was really hard because, like, as I said, the internet issue was ridiculous. And actually calling your family, you'd actually call them for like 3 minutes. 3 minutes a week, and that wouldn't, because the airtime as well was really expensive. So it was really hard initially when we didn't really have the internet, and we really relied on the phone calls, and it's really expensive for your family as well to call you on the other side. So, like, it's hard. Like, I'm not even going to sugarcoat anything. You just have to, look at the brighter side, look at your finish line. Even if you're still starting out, and you're still learning Spanish, just know why you actually went to Cuba. And it really makes it better if you have a supportive family, and have supportive people in your life that actually understand that, I'm actually doing this for my future. I'm actually doing this so that I can become a better person, and I can become an educated person, and I can actually become a doctor. So it's not even because I'm not communicating, because life is hard. Like, life is hard for anyone our age, or anyone your age, because I'm not in the same age group anymore. I'm not young anymore, but that's a different story. Life is hard, guys, especially when you're studying. You have school stress. Am I understanding? Like, it's just hard. Like, I'm not gonna lie and say that it wasn't hard being away from home for that long, but it is possible. It is hard, but it is possible. So my last two questions are similar, so I'll answer them simultaneously. It's, would you advise someone to go study medicine in Cuba? And what is your advice to someone who's interested? Someone who's interested, apply. Apply. Like I said when I started this video, I'm very passionate about the Nelson Mandela Fidel Castro medical program, because I'm a product of that program. And I don't like the misconceptions that are always going around about us, because it's not true. We actually work hard, and we show up when we have to show up, you know what I mean? And just know that when you actually do get chosen to get to study medicine in Cuba, just know that you're going to a third world country. I mean, things are not going to be the same as they are in South Africa, because obviously we have it better off. Even if you might not think that, I am personally telling you that you have it better off in South Africa than you do in other parts of the world. So you are going to a third world country, so things are not going to be the same. But just know that you can make it. You can do it, and you can make it, because just don't compare your previous life at home in South Africa when you get there, because you actually are going to get depressed. Just move forward. Like, move forward, look at the brighter side. Know why you actually went to Cuba, why you actually said, oh, I'm leaving home and I'm actually getting on a plane and I'm going to study medicine in Cuba. Yes, the language is hard. I'm not going to say that it's not. It's hard. It's hard, guys. It's hard to learn the language. It's hard to be away from home. It's hard to adjust. It's hard to, be around different personalities. But, like Cuba is what you make of it. If you are going to say no, Cuba is boring, Cuba is, it's not the place for me, Cuba, like, you honestly going to just put yourself in a depressive state, you know what I mean? But if you say that yes, there are challenges that I'm facing, yes, I'm not understanding the language right now, you're not understanding the language, go and speak to your prof. You can actually just get Google Translate on your phone and just go to a prof or whoever and say, listen, I'm struggling, I'm having a hard time with Spanish, please help me. Who are considering going to Cuba have it easier now because of the internet access that they have. And I'm telling you, this is not even an exaggeration. The profs that we had when we were learning Spanish, they went out of their way to make sure that you have the language down. It's just up to you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a very optimistic person, especially after studying medicine in Cuba. I'm a very optimistic person. So it doesn't really need you to be a pessimist. Like, it needs you to be optimistic and know that there are people before you, like us, who did do it. We went through everything that you would potentially go through, and we made it. And we look back at our experience now and we're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I had to climb like 3 buses before I went to school. You know what I mean? Like, I can't, like, that was an everyday thing. I can't believe that we were eating like rice and beans. Like, rice and beans is a staple now. Like, it's something that we love. But then when we got there, we're just like, oh my gosh, rice, got beans. But it's something that we really love now. Like, I can't believe that sometimes there's no hot water. You know what I mean? It's a tropical country, so obviously hot water is not essential because it's always hot. I can't believe we survived the heat. I can't believe, like, it's something that we look back at now and we're like, I'm really thankful that I didn't give up. I'm really thankful that I stuck to my decision to go into Cuba and studying medicine in Cuba. Honestly, from me to you, like, apply, go for it. You know what I mean? We need more Nelson Mandela, Fidel Castro Cuban trained South African medical doctors. Guys, like, you can do it, and you really can. Like, you don't believe the hype about the bad things. Like, just go there and experience it yourself and make the most out of everything that you're given, and be a doctor one day, and your family will be proud of you, and you know what I mean, and you'll be proud of yourself too for not giving up, following your dreams, and just being a star and shining. And you're coming back here, you're going to be fluently speaking Spanish. It's very nice when we actually get together and we're speaking Spanish, and because it's actually it's part of you now. Like, it's not like, even when I think sometimes I'd want to say a Spanish word, because like it's what I was used to for so long, that like it's a part of you. So I've been rambling for a very long time. I hope this video was very helpful and useful for you guys. As I said, passion for this program, because I'm a product of it. I'm really thankful for the opportunity that was given to me to go study medicine in Cuba. It can be done. There are other seniors that we have that they are in the game. They're big people in the South African medical society, and they're Cuban trained. Just be inspired. I just wanted this video to be an inspirational thing to make you see that the program has produced a lot of doctors. This program has bridged the gap for especially people of color in our country to be able to study medicine. So from me to you, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that, because that's an indication that you guys loved this video or loved the content, especially people who had questions. I really hope that I answered each and every one of your questions. I mean, if you still do have questions, please don't forget to reach out. I will try by all means to answer all the questions that I can and all the emails. But I did say at the beginning of this video that life does get hectic, but I will try when I can. If not, I will make another video. Just let me know if this was helpful. Let me know if there's still some unanswered questions, and I will gladly help. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.